And we're live.
But yeah, so I would recommend that. Shoot a little more. You might like it. And look,
You recommend what with? So if I were to go shooting for something, what would you recommend I shoot? Not the target, but the gun.
You mean what kind of gun? It depends what kind of range you're at. Man, if you were at like someone's house, that's the best. Like, because then you don't have as many rules and regulations, and you can actually have some fun with it. Because like even me, like when I was at like real ranges, I kind of felt uptight about stuff. It's like, all right, I don't want anybody to give me any shit. I don't want to embarrass myself here. Certainly not with cameras on me. So I've got to really, I'm not going to have any fun today. Like today is absolutely not going to be fun. Like this is business, and you know, it's not a fun way to be. Whereas if you're at someone's house who's not going to freak out if you break some little rule or something. Not that these rules aren't important. It's a deadly weapon, but I'm just saying, you know, nobody's going to grab a gun out of your hand and
just
shame
show up
you.
at their house at night, not knock and go in.
Don't do that, or they will murder you. Excuse me, self-defend you to death. And, but you know, if you could get out in somebody's field or something, that'd be the most fun. But if you don't have that option and you're just asking like what gun would be fun to shoot at the range, if you could find a range that had like something with a silencer on it, that's fucking cool. Like that's the opposite of what the experience you had. If you could find like a 45 caliber pistol with a suppressor on it, or a 22 caliber pistol with a suppressor on it, they're like movie quiet. Like everybody's always like, suppressors aren't like that, like they are in the movies. Yeah, some of them aren't. Like if you put a suppressor on a 308 caliber like rifle, it's loud. It's still louder than a 22 caliber that doesn't have a silencer on it. It's a loud gun still. It's not as loud because a 308 going off is fucking loud as hell. But like a 22 caliber pistol, it's like I could be shooting a 22 caliber suppressed pistol in one room of a house, and the person in the next room would have no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
If you've not heard it, the action is the loud part. Like
the bullet impacting the target. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the screaming.
The bullet being advanced from the magazine into the chamber, like the next one, like it seems like that's the hammer going back.
You hear that.
Yeah, you're hearing that even more so than like the little explosion and the, you know, sound barrier or whatever. Like,
I've never shot something with a suppressor. It sounds cool.
It doesn't sound too different than a toy gun. You know, like what you hear, like if you were to shoot Nerf darts or something, what you're hearing is all the mechanism advancing the next dart. That's the noise. Kyle,
No, it's very similar to that. Like a Chris Vector, like a semi-automatic. I had the Chris Vector from video games and shit. The 45 submachine gun with a suppressor on that thing. It sounded almost exactly like a paintball gun, just real quiet, you know, just like a paintball gun. But if
in addition to the silencer, shooting a revolver would be cool. Like I always aesthetically really like shooting those.
Yeah, so you should buy one. Just buy one.
I've evolved over time on that. At first, I was all about like military weapons. That was the kind of thing I wanted. And I also enjoyed guns that were loud. I don't fantasize about killing people, but I guess a gun that had some boom to it, some recoil that wasn't a toy was more interesting to me. Now, I think my favorite gun to shoot is a 22 lever action. Like it has no kick. It would hurt some, like they wouldn't like being shot, but they'd probably
By the way,
fine.
A silencer on that is extremely quiet because of the nature of the lever action, because there's no gas escaping from the chamber. Super quiet.
How expensive is like a license to throw a suppressor on?
You don't need a license. You pay a $200 tax stamp in addition to the cost of the suppressor itself, and you wait about 3 months for it to clear with the gun store, and then you pick it up.
That's
so like 200
22 caliber. 22 caliber suppressors, probably less than $400. I don't know. Obviously, most of my suppressors were given to me by firearms companies. Silencer Co. like gave me everything that they had, and I don't think I never bought a suppressor as far as I can remember, but I had a lot of them.
Should you suppress a revolver? That would look funny.
I know there's a revolver that's meant to be suppressed. See, the issue is what you're doing is with the suppressor on the end is you're catching the gas. And you're baffling that. You're changing its direction, but
the gas is already gone from the cylinder, right? So like it wouldn't even catch that much because it's escaping.
The gas is going to come back at you now. because it's going to get down there and run into the suppressor that's trying to
Ah.
decelerate it. And a lot of gas is going to escape back around the cylinder, because most revolvers, there is a revolver I've seen that's made to be suppressed, and it closes off the gap between the cylinder and the barrel. But if you look closely on a revolver, there's nothing between those two things. You have this cylinder that's holding a bullet in it, and a hammer is hitting the back of that cartridge and firing the bullet. And that bullet travels through a very tiny gap between the cylinder and the barrel and just goes into the barrel. It's not in the barrel. Otherwise, the revolver couldn't revolve. You know, if you think about that. So that gap, a lot of gas is going to come back at you.
So it just wouldn't work, really?
It wouldn't work as well. And, you know, I'm just guessing, but there's going to be a lot of gas probably coming back in your face. It might even like sting your hands somehow with like the pressure that's coming back. I shot a Mark 46 machine gun, I think, that was suppressed once. It's a big belt-fed machine gun with like a belt of 200 bullets. It's like draped over my arm. And, you know, I do that Rambo shit where I wrap it around my arm. And it's shooting. There was so much gas coming back into my face that tears were just pouring down my face from all the gas that it's shooting into my eyes.
I have a revolver question, Kyle. So you've probably seen this before. Like, you shoot a revolver and they put a piece of paper next to it. And because the barrel is not next to the cylinder, more like dangerous stuff shoots out the side than you would guess. So the paper that's next to it gets rocked. What would happen if it was something more durable, like a human? Yeah, we're stronger than paper, but not.
They did that demonstration at the concealed carry course I went to the week before. Missouri made it. You don't even need those, but they used like a hot dog, and they would hold it, and they're like, "Oh, some people don't know about revolvers." Pretty much exactly what you said. Is they're like gas escapes, but it's a lot riskier than you think. And they like hold the hot dog up there, and it blows the hot dog apart. And
so it blew a
I think,
hot dog apart. That's a little bit. That's better than paper.
Yeah. So it wouldn't blow your finger off, but it would
hurt you.
You'd probably be bleeding. You'd be hurt.
I don't know. One thing that can happen is, what if the bullet doesn't hit the barrel just right? You know, and a little bit of that bullet gets shaved off and flung out to the side. So, you know, something like it again wouldn't kill you. You'd bleed a little.
Ruin your
day,
day,
the world.
maybe.
I've been hit by that before. Like as a kid, I was getting hit by that shit coming out of like a 22 rifle that had been like jerry rigged with a bunch of holes drilled through the barrel for some reason. And pieces of the bullets would shave off as they went down the barrel, and they'd fly out and they hit you in the arm. It's not the end of the world. It just stings.
Oh, so you weren't even getting like cut, or not like a little piece of metal stuck in your skin.
I don't know. I was 4.
Hey.
Might have given you lead poisoning.
That's what happened. That's why I'm retarded.
He grew up strong because of that, Taylor.
Yeah, little bits. It's like poison. He built up an immunity to lead.
That's how it works. Like iocane powder, like
iocane powder,
like Wesley from Princess Bride.
I haven't given that movie a rewatch in 15 years.
I'm a big fan of that movie.
It holds up.
I'm not.
It holds up.
That film.
It's one of the greatest films ever made. Rob Reiner.
Oh, it's like one of these super overplayed ones, though.
Carrie Ewells.
Growing up as a kid on Comedy Central, you just see some films just again and again and again. That one was one.
My name is Inigo Montoya. Hey, you killed my father. Prepare to die.
I think the audience might like this. I have a time-stamped video. We'll just watch about 10 seconds of it.
Yeah.
And,
Hickok, our good friend Hickok.
Yes. I'm pretty sure he won't copyright claim us, I hope.
Don't do it.
Please don't, Hickok.
But if we watch about 7 seconds of this, he's going to demonstrate how dangerous the side of a revolver is. Let me know when you're queued up. You should be at 120.
Yep, I'm good.
Ready?
Ready, set, play.
All right, we'll just take a shot into the dirt and see if it cuts the paper.
Right? So that had me wondering. I guess I had forgotten it. That paper got really wrecked. And I was like, people are more durable than paper. I wonder what happens. I guess it sucks.
That enormous revolver looks so tiny in his hand.
He's a big man. That's a big man. I want to say his son's even bigger, even taller. He's very tall. I didn't want to stand. I didn't like standing next to him. I don't stand next to tall people for pictures. I just refuse to do it.
Yeah, but you're gonna need to sit.
I always wanted to tell Filthy to take a fucking knee. He's like 6'3.5" or something over there.
Yeah, there are a lot of pictures of me out there on my tippy toes, but you can't tell.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's one of my favorite stories to retell. So I'll just do it again. Like we were in Texas doing some helicopter hog shooting, and I was with my buddy Dino, who's like this ex-Marine Corps guy, fucking 6'4", like a legitimate 6'4", and then he throws the boots on, and he's almost 6'5" or so, big muscled up dude, probably 235, 245 pounds. And we were all getting a group picture because we were all there doing this helicopter hog hunting shit, and everybody wanted a group picture, so we did it. And I'm behind Dino, and I was either standing on some wooden blocks or on top of a trailer, like a car trailer. But I got myself a good like foot, maybe more, of like extra height, and I'm towering over Dino, and I make my shoulders good and wide, and I'm standing behind Dino, and Dino puts it on his Facebook, not noticing, and everybody's like, "God damn, how big's that Russian fella? Looks about 7'2".
Yeah,
God damn, Dino. And
look at
Dino's
the
like,
legs.
no.
Feller must be outrageous because it's still
They're
your
like, he makes you look like a bitch, Dino. And he's like, no, I'm bigger than him. I'm a lot bigger than him. And I jump in the comment like, this is bullshit, comrade. He's lying to you. He's little bitch, man. I'm just fucking with him in the comments. He's like, you goddamn asshole. You're not bigger than me. Like, it's like he was so proud of being like, he's the biggest guy in almost every single room he ever walks into. I think he's got that Harley syndrome where he walks on the plane and he's like, yeah, I'm the biggest. Yep.
I don't feel like that's Harley's mindset. He could do that.
That's what he said.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Harley literally like walks into every room and every situation. He's like, all right, we're good. I'm the biggest. I'm the biggest. By the way, Taylor, that is the silencer that I would get if I were going to get a 22 caliber silencer. That is the one that I had, and it does a few other things. Like if it silences all those calibers that you see in the white text, the 22 long rifle, 17 WSM, 17 HMR, the 22 WMR, and the 5.7 by 28 millimeter, which is like the 5.7 pistol and the P90, and it's full auto capable. So if for some reason you had access to fully auto P90, you could screw that suppressor right on it.
Looks cool.
Yeah, it's super quiet. Super quiet. If you put that on like a Ruger semi-automatic
pistol. That's how you're going to get your vasectomy done, Kyle?
God, no. No, I would get a trained
shot. Collateral.
No one would even know in the room over except for your screams.
Ugh.
Multi-caliber. I want the one that looks like it belongs on. It's a Ruger. Is it a Mark IV? It has a round barrel. You don't know what I'm talking about? I thought you would instantly know what I was talking about.
So are you talking about an integrally suppressed, like Mark 22 pistol?
Well, that's the dream.
It's Mark
but that's
III,
not
Mark
what
IV.
I'm talking about. Ruger silenced pistol. I'm looking for a picture. I think I can find it pretty quickly.
Okay.
And for the people watching.
Okay, you like that it fits like flush?
Yeah, it looks almost like they were built with each other in mind. Right?
I see.
It looks like it belongs there to me.
Yeah, I agree. I don't remember how well the silencer co would fit. That's a gym tech. Yeah, I do like that look. Yeah, I like that a lot. That means that never mind, of course. Yeah, I like that.
For people watching, and I'll send it to Kyle in a second. This is like an alternative look that is fine, right? And I'm sure it works and sounds great, but they don't look like they were designed for each other in the same way that the other one did.
Yeah, that's I think that's well, I know it is that first Ruger you linked. That's the 45 style Ruger 22. Notice the angle of the grip.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying it was a 45 caliber. That's not what you're saying.
No, it's like the Colt 45 angle on the grip rather than the standard. I don't have any experience with those, but I'm sure it's fine. I do like 45 style grips, obviously. Yeah, that's cool. But silencers are really cool because they're super fucking quiet. They're super fucking quiet. On 22s, anything subsonic, that's what I should say. Anything that where the bullet is going slower than the speed of sound, because a big part of the crack is the bullet breaching the sound barrier. That it's the sonic boom. And not a lot of calibers are subsonic. Not a lot of them are, but 45 ACP and most 22s are, right? No, you can get 22s that are subsonic really easily. Like they just sell them. You know, it's not like you could buy. I think you can buy. I don't know if you can buy 5.56 subsonic. I've never seen it. Never looked for it either. But you can buy 22 subsonics that will cycle the gun and be just incredibly quiet.
So basically, don't even waste money on a suppressor unless you're going to get a subsonic gun and plan to put subsonic rounds through it.
Well, I mean, no, that's not true, because like if you were going to hunt, like in Georgia, it's legal to hunt with a suppressor, which some people think sounds crazy unless you've ever shot a hunting rifle and it hurts your ears. And you're like, I don't like that. So if you put one on a 308, like I said earlier, it won't quieten it down to the point where it's like a movie and it's like, pew! It'll quieten it down till it's like a 22, and it's just a good pop rather than this enormous fucking boom. Yeah. It's better for noise pollution, and it's safer for your ears.
So subsonic 5.55 exists, but it's not popular. I find people advertising like the world's only 5.56 subsonic, and so.
Yeah, the issue with it, I believe, is that it doesn't cycle 5.56 rifles reliably, and that's one of the main arguments for 300 Blackout, which is an AR style caliber, or there's plenty of ARs that shoot 300 Blackout. It's subsonic, 30 caliber bullet, nice and fat and slow, and it's very, very, very quiet, suppressed. I think AAC developed it.
If you're not a gun person, the power from the bullet moves the action inside the gun and advances the next bullet. So if it's subsonic, it doesn't have much power and it doesn't do that reliably.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is fine if you're shooting a bolt action gun. Doesn't matter. You're doing all the work. But if the gun's a semi-automatic, it needs all those gases.